The Library of Unfinished Stories. Finn loved the woods more than anywhere else. The trees whispered secrets that tickled his ears. One afternoon, following a path of mossy stones he'd never seen before, he found a door carved into the trunk of an ancient oak tree. It had a brass handle shaped like a question mark. He turned the handle, and the door creaked open. Inside wasn't a hollow tree, but a room that smelled of old paper and dust motes dancing in the light. Bookshelves stretched up to a ceiling so high it seemed to touch the sky. At a large desk, a man with spectacles perched on his nose looked up, frowning. "Well, are you coming in or letting the wind scatter the pages?" he grumbled. The man's name was Elias, and this was the Library of Unfinished Stories. "The authors got stuck," Elias explained, waving a hand. "The characters are waiting. The plots are in a pickle." He pointed to a book that was shivering on a shelf. "They need a little help finding their way." From the shivering book, a knight in shining armor clattered out, but he looked quite sad. "I am Sir Reginald," he sighed, his voice echoing softly. "A knight with no quest. My sword is polished, my shield is strong, but I have nowhere to go and nothing to do." Finn thought hard. "I've heard whispers of the crystal caves, where the water sings," he said. "A brave knight is needed to find out if the songs are real." Sir Reginald's eyes lit up. "A quest?" he boomed. With a grateful nod, he clattered back into his book, which now glowed with a steady, happy light. Next, a gentle weeping sound came from a book bound in velvet. A princess, with kind eyes, peeked out. "I am Princess Aurelia," she whispered. "I'm supposed to be brave and rule a kingdom, but I'm afraid of everything, even my own shadow." Finn led her to another book, one with a picture of a snoring dragon on the cover. "Bravery isn't about not being afraid," Finn told her gently. "It's about doing things even when you're scared. Why don't you start by saying hello to him?" Aurelia took a deep breath, peeked inside the book, and whispered, "Hello." A friendly, sleepy eye opened in the story. As Princess Aurelia's book began to hum with newfound courage, a dark and stormy book rattled on the shelf. A tall man in a dark cloak stepped out, looking miserable. "I am Gideon," he announced gloomily. "I'm the villain. I'm supposed to be wicked, but honestly, I'd much rather bake." "Bake?" Finn asked, surprised. "Then you should bake." Finn found a cookbook and handed it to Gideon. "Maybe your story isn't about being a villain. Maybe it's about opening the best bakery in the entire kingdom." A huge smile spread across Gideon's face. He hugged the cookbook and marched back into his story, which immediately began to smell faintly of cinnamon. Finn looked around the now peaceful, glowing library. Elias the librarian was smiling, a real, non-grumpy smile. "You see," Elias said, "every story is a journey. Sometimes they just need a reader to help them find the path." And Finn knew he'd be back to the Library of Unfinished Stories again and again.